Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Wow. What a day we've got in store for you today. They're just jam-packed. This is it's a record day for audio and video clips outside of a debate morning.
Yeah.
Where the previous night there was a big debate, and so we got a bunch of clips from that. This is an all-time record.
Yeah.
31 videos to share with you
and
today.
That's probably a third of what I could have sent in.
Yeah, Keith swears he could have sent in 60.
Not exaggerating.
60. That would be fun.
The world is just...
Oh, it's imploding like crazy. This country is in sad shape right now. The buffoons who are running the show are... It's incomprehensible. And I know I keep using that word. Maybe it doesn't mean what I think it means. Because
honestly, this society, we need to invent new words.
Yeah, we really, really do.
To describe it.
I mean, from Fetterman and his first days back on the job in the U.S. Senate, that's going to make you burst with pride. But to Joe Biden and his sharpness, man, is he great.
He's great.
It's this is the perfect day to explain why we try to make the apocalypse fun. Because if you don't, you just can't handle it. It's like, I'm going to turn off. I'm not going to listen to any of this anymore. I just can't do it. And a lot of people feel that way anyway.
Yep.
I know my wife doesn't like to hear it. She doesn't want to hear it. And so...
I don't blame her.
Yeah. She just does other things and lives her life and, doesn't get enmeshed in the madness.
And it's so tempting to do that.
It is.
But my gosh, I have to try, But I'm going to, of course, lose my mind in the process.
Yes, so we are going to lose our minds.
It's a trade-off, whatever. But hey, at least I knew what was going on. I may be completely insane and check myself in voluntarily into a crazy house. But look, I know what's going on.
Right.
And I have to know what's going on. That's just the nature of me. It's a mess.
It's really something.
It is a mess.
President Braindead was giving a speech yesterday. Fantastic speech. I mean, the guy, again, he's so sharp. Sharp as a tack, doesn't get anywhere near explaining this man's genius.
So you liked this speech?
Oh, tremendous. It was just really, when I heard it yesterday, I thought, man, yes. I had to just stop and contemplate things for about half an hour. I couldn't listen to anymore.
Well, we got a new clip to add to the old montage we played yesterday.
Yep, here's another one. His trademark line that he absolutely loves.
When I speak to the business roundtable and the muckety-mucks, they're good, a lot of decent people. All the business enterprises, they look at me like, hey, guys, don't jump, okay?
Wait, what?
They look at you like, hey, guys, don't jump, okay?
He gets so distracted.
They look at me like, why am I always
weird.
talking about unions?
I mean, why? Stop it!
Stop it.
This president is the weirdest, freakiest, dumbest, most awkward, demented douchebag embarrassment of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time. There is no reason for the don't jump line that is mandatory every time he's in public.
And he did it in the middle of a sentence.
Yes. When he's talking about something, he has to say, don't jump. What is that? Do you have OCD or something? And that's just with that line? Weird. Really just freaky. We're already off to quite a start here.
One down.
Friend of mine gave a talk in church on Sunday about being a peacemaker. And as a matter of fact, so did the president of my church in conference a couple of weeks ago, a man who I consider to be a prophet. And they were both talking about, being a peacemaker and how important that is. And I'm just failing so miserably at it.
Oh.
I mean, it's difficult when you hear and you see and you're immersed in the politics of the day. Wow, it's hard. It's really hard. And I don't know. My wife said yesterday, because I was lamenting it then, and she said, well, can't you just play the clips? Well, no.
Not react?
I have to react to it.
Oh.
I think, right? Here's Joe Biden, and just let him play. Well, there he was. Well, that was something, huh? Okay. Well, let's move on.
Clip number 2.
And by the way, here is clip number 2. Guess how many jobs this man's created in just 2 years?
Okay.
This is going to blow you away.
All right.
We've created more than 12,000 brand new jobs in 2 years.
Whoa.
That's more than any president in American history has created in 4 years.
Pretty sure that's not accurate. I mean, it might be more than they created in one day, but certainly not 4 years. 12,000 jobs.
What can you say about this guy? He just sucks.
Did he mean million? Is that what they're claiming?
Who cares what he meant? I'm a peacemaker, man.
Me too. Wasn't that wonderful? That he's created 12,000 jobs? That is
what
wonderful.
What a leader.
Isn't that great?
Thank you, Joseph Robinette Biden.
Yeah, we don't stop and thank him enough. Thank you, Joe Biden, for those 12,000 jobs to be spread among 335 million people.
And
it's not bad.
Joe is quite a traveler, too, Pat Gray.
Is he?
Yes, and he tells us about some of his travels that he's done.
Oh, how splendid.
Mm-hmm. I've been in and out of Iraq and Iran, but Iraq, not Iran, I misspoke. Iraq and Afghanistan over 30 times.
Over 30 times.
But he...
Again, that is an untruth.
Well, I think the key point here in our peacemaker role is that that silly goose said he's been to Iran and then continued to say Iran.
Right, but then he corrected himself.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But then he corrected himself. Plus, he's not been to Iraq and Afghanistan 30 times. No,
that's the other thing. Yes,
Stop
exactly.
It. He's not been there 30 times. Where do you get that? And it's so easy to check on that.
Yeah.
And there's no way he's been there 30 times.
Yeah, because I don't think Burisma has an outlet in those countries.
Right.
So why would he go there?
He might have been to Ukraine 30 times. But he's terrific at spelling. This, again, shows his sharpness.
Okay.
And how good he is.
Spelling bee time. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's play this. Yeah, go ahead.
But we have 1,000 billionaires in America.
1,000 billionaires.
You know the average tax rate they pay? 8, EIGH%.
8%. A.
Peacemaker.
A. I'm just trying to sound out the word.
Yeah.
Without the T there.
You know how much they pay? A. This guy sucks. I mean, he's so good.
Yes.
He's so good.
He really is good, isn't he?
What is it with him and spelling, man? He always...
I don't know. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't do it. He shouldn't try. But I'm looking. It was in the other machine, of course.
Of course it was. So
where? Oh, yeah, here it is.
Oh, you got it?
And it happens to be, as Barack says, a 3-letter word. Jobs. Jobs. Jobs.
It happens to be, of course, a 3-letter word. Jobs. Jobs. Huh.
He's so good.
Oh, man. He's terrific.
He's so good.
Well, where else can you learn that a 4-letter word is really only 3? So,
look,
we got that going for us.
When we challenge our esteemed leaders on their math prowess, I don't go full in, cause
because right. But to get from 4 to 3,
I could handle that.
Is not that hard.
I think I could handle that. I think I could also spell 8.
You think so?
I don't.
Give it a shot right now. Okay. How do you spell 8?
EIGH.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's exactly
Learned
right.
that from Joe Biden. And he is something else.
I hope the generation of young people have perked up their ears here because they're learning a lot right now. So back at the White House, then you got KJP, who was asked about gas prices because they're back up, and we just talked about this the other day. They've been bragging about gas prices and how they're bringing them down. Now they've skyrocketed again. I don't know, it's up 50, 60, 70 cents in the last week or two. Come on. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so she was asked about that, and amazingly, she turned it into a triumph.
The price of gas has been inching up 24 cents over the past month. Are there any new actions the president's going to take now to bring gas prices down for the summer?
So, as a reminder, gas prices are not where they were a year ago because of the actions that this president has taken. They have gone down by $1.30 since this summer. Again, because of what the president has done. I was being asked about why the president talks about the economy, because he wants to make sure that the American people know the work that he's been doing and how he has put inflation number one thing that he wants to get done as it relates to the economy.
Wow. They are bragging off of prices coming down from where they set them high.
Yes.
And
yes, they are.
What did she just say? What was the very end of that? Play the last 10 seconds of that. I just want to hear this again, how she worded this, if you can. Okay.
Giving the American people a little bit more of a breathing room.
Thank you, Lance. Lance is playing a breathing room.
People know the work that he's been doing and how he has put inflation number one thing that he wants to get done as it relates to the economy.
Okay, congratulations. Inflation, number one issue, definitely. You did good there.
Again, they take no responsibility. There's absolutely zero accountability on the part of this administration.
Don't forget what John Kirby said. I mean,
it's not about accountability.
The administration is summed up in this quote from John Kirby a couple weeks ago when he was talking about Afghanistan, which is another topic we get to discuss today. Oh, it's not about accountability. This administration.
And it certainly isn't. We have definitely learned that. They've shown that over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, and this press conference was so fun. Peter Doocy asked a question where he's like, hey, you've got the three lawmakers who disrupted the Tennessee legislature, and
insurrection in Tennessee.
And she quickly jumped in and said, peaceful protesters. Okay, so they're coming to the White House. What about the families of those that were killed there in Nashville? Any chance they're going to be coming to the White House? She's like, I don't have any information on an invitation. It's just, they don't care.
Wow. Plus, he had another question about China.
On China is setting up police stations in the U.S. There's more proof now that they created COVID. There is reason to think that there were more spy balloons than the White House has said. Why is it taking so long for President Biden to call Xi and tell him to cut it out?
We have said over and over again that the president intends to call President Xi.
He intends to.
I don't have a call to read out to you at this time.
Pause it for a second. That's the problem, Puddin'. You've said it over and over and over again, yet you don't do it. That's the question. Why hasn't it been done?
Pat?
Yes, I'm a peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Right. I mean, why? I know in his busy schedule it would take a few minutes to actually dial China. Because China's really far, so there must be a whole bunch of numbers you have to push in order to get the call to go all the way there. Right?
Bro, you got it.
Right.
You got it.
So that's what it is.
They don't have a calling card.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And they don't have the phone number. There's too many digits, and they've got no way to record it. So, I guess.
So what do you think's going to happen first? That Biden's going to call Xi, or the door here is going to get fixed?
Oh, Biden will call Xi before that happens. Yeah.
Okay, so then that's a positive thing that we can say about Joe Biden.
Right.
See, look at that. He's faster than the... Yeah. I'm just checking here.
He's faster than a speeding door.
I have got a calling card that has been in my wallet. I don't have a problem being a pack rat, Pat. For probably, 30-something years now? Got a calling card in here. Should I send it to the White House? I think it's got a couple minutes left on it.
Oh,
there it
really?
Is. Yeah, look at that.
No.
Look at that. See this? It's an AT&T calling card that...
it had 60 minutes on it that
at
were paid
one point,
for.
Yeah. I mean, this is...
Do you know what it's down to?
I don't know. We should call sometime. And then we could send the balance to the White House, and then he could call... Xi Jinping.
Right.
But I've literally had this thing in here since...
I guess that's got to be old.
Bill Clinton was in his first term, I would gather, when this card was first put in my wallet.
So that is close to 30 years.
Oh, Malinak wrote a little note to himself here because he's an old man, even when he's in college. It says there's 26 minutes left.
I knew there would be. I knew you would have logged that.
You can get a good conversation and translation included with China.
26 minutes?
You got 26 minutes, bro.
That's pretty good.
Oh, man, this administration sucks.
And speaking of China, we have some pictures that have surfaced of the 2 Chinese nationals who were part of that Chinese police force in New York where they harassed Chinese dissidents, citizens who were over here.
Right.
And so check these out.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. We got, because they're pictured with Chuck Schumer is in the shot. Eric Adams is in the shot. I mean, they're at
so they're not hiding.
No.
They're hiding in plain sight.
They're at fundraisers for
amazing.
Democrats.
Oh, my gosh.
Ta-da! A congresswoman there on the left.
Isn't that fascinating? Huh.
This nation, I mean.
Unbelievable, really. It's unbelievable.
Is it official? Are we a part of China yet? Is it?
It's unofficial right now, but they're trying to make it official. Yeah. Let me tell you about Preborn. Preborn has really done an incredible job of saving babies, and they've been able to do so much of that work because of you. Thank you so much. And several patheads came up with the idea of buying an entire ultrasound machine.
So cool.
And so we did that, and we did it so quickly we're trying to do a second, and you can contribute to that by going to preborn.com/Pat or preborn.com and then enter in Pathead Machine.
Yeah. So
and your specific donation will go to that specific cause.
There's a comment section there. So when you do your donation, make sure you scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see that little comment section, put in Pathead Machine.
The point of the ultrasound machines is that when you show an expectant mother who's considering abortion, when you show her the ultrasound, they're twice as likely to then change their mind and decide on life. So really important. And then they spring into action and get them baby clothes and places to live. And I mean, they really help these expectant mothers get through this trial. So here's what you do. Go to preborn.com/Pat. When you make the donation, type in Pathead Machine. Or if you just want to contribute, $28 for the one ultrasound, that'd be great too. If you can only do $5, do that. Every little bit helps. It's preborn.com/Pat, or dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. Pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
One of the great things about Republicans being the majority in the House again is that they're doing these hearings, and they're doing one after another, and they really are seemingly, in these hearings at least, holding people's feet to the fire. And so we're going to show you another hearing where Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm becoming a big fan.
I know. I know. Yesterday was a great day.
So hang in there. We've got some amazing footage of her responding to something Eric Swalwell said at this hearing. Just incredible. But also, the Biden administration was a topic of conversation when John Spoko, or is it Sopko?
Sopko.
Yeah, John Sopko, the Inspector General for Afghanistan.
He's pissed.
And who can blame him? Mm-hmm. He said this about the White House's cooperation since that disastrous withdrawal in 2021.
The lack of cooperation by state, and I'm not talking about the IGs, I'm talking about the Department of State and to a lesser extent USAID, is unprecedented in the nearly 12 years that I have been the cigar. I must add, in the 2 decades that I did congressional oversight, both in the Senate and the House. Due to this refusal to fully cooperate, a significant portion of CIGAR's work, including the 5 reports we did for this committee, have been hindered and delayed.
God,
wait, what was it? Same topic. John Kirby said. What was that?
It's not about accountability.
No.
And this is fascinating. We've sent them $8 billion so far this year.
Oh gosh.
We've sent to Afghanistan $8 billion. Now, where's that going?
Who runs the Afghanistan again?
It's an organization called the Taliban.
Not familiar.
According to Barack Obama, the Taliban.
It doesn't ring a bell. Never heard of them.
So, how is the new Taliban regime being funded in Afghanistan? He's got some comments on that.
Unfortunately, as I sit here today, I cannot assure this committee or the American taxpayer we are not currently funding the Taliban.
Bro.
We are.
We are.
You're sending them $8 billion. Where is it going? Where is it going? Are you sending that directly to individual families who live there? No. Nope. They're sending it to the Taliban, and the Taliban is probably planning terrorist strikes as a result of the $8 billion we're sending.
Yeah, what can you do with $8 billion though?
Almost nothing.
And you seem a little on edge about the fact that your tax dollars, like right now, you're working to pay taxes, which you know oh so well.
Oh yeah.
To send over to the Taliban. Are you upset about that? Because it seems like you're kind of on edge about sending your money to terrorists.
Does it seem that way? Huh.
Okay, yeah.
That's weird.
Remember.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker Pat.
Right, exactly.
Peacemaker Pat.
Exactly. This will help us make peace because he's such a peaceful man. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman.
Oh, no.
Hard at work. He's back in the Senate, thank goodness.
And look,
did we miss him.
Can we just say that these clips are not to dunk on the guy, okay?
No.
It's to illustrate that the man belongs nowhere near a U.S. Senate seat.
And how many times do we say that during the campaign? Look, I'm sure he's a wonderful man. We don't want anything bad to happen to him. I know he's had a terrible health crisis in his life. I can relate to that. But he should not be in the U.S. Senate. And yesterday was a day where he proved that. Here's one instance.
Oh, his opening remarks?
Yeah.
The subcommittee hearing? Oh, that's cute. He's got a gavel.
Here he goes.
Here we go.
And by the way,
I call to this hearing of the U.S. Senate
Pause it for a second.
Subcommittee.
Okay, the beginning of that goes on a lot further. I think we shortened it. He sits there.
I think that's
going
another
through
clip.
paper.
That's
oh,
another
is it?
clip. Yeah.
Oh my!
He's got all these moments from yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's not only on the committee; he's the chairman of the committee. He's the committee chair. How did that happen? How is that possible?
Okay.
And here it is. Here's his opening remarks.
Food and nutrition, specialty crops, organics,
Wait,
and
specialty
research
craps.
to order.
He literally said specialty craps.
He did.
Chairwoman Stabenow
Okay. Right.
and Ranking Member Boozman, thank you so much for coming.
All right.
I thank you for your leadership on this committee, and I look forward to working with you to pass a farm bill.
This is like somebody trying
farm
to
bill
sound
that
bad.
works for small farmers,
There's
rural
his handler.
communities,
There's his
and
handler back
hungry
there.
Americans.
That's the guy who brings him everything.
I would also like to thank my ranking member, Senator Braun.
Always right there.
His
I look forward to
raking member. That's the guy
working
who
closely
rakes
with you.
up leaves and things for him.
SNAP is one of the most effective programs to fight hunger and poverty in the country.
And pirating? What the hell?
In my time and effort in IFAS, as the mayor of Braddock
Snap
to
stops.
lieutenant governor to now, I have heard from Pennsylvanians
Oh, is that when you were
about
chasing a
their
black man
support
down the
for
street?
SNAP.
When you were... Okay.
Hunger is not a Republican or a Democrat issue. It's all of our issue that we have to take it on.
Okay.
Here we go.
And now...
We need to come together and stop playing political games with Americans' access to food.
Oh, we waited for that line.
Americans like Chair
Like who?
about Clory George from the north
Clory
to the
George.
town of Northeast
Clory
in
George?
Pennsylvania. Tells me that his victim was skimming,
He told
which
me.
was somebody stole money and he relied from its SNAP EBT.
See, the guy who wrote it is sitting
Mr.
back
George
there
is not the
checking...
first Pennsylvanian I've heard
Read
this
it.
from. I fear he won't be the last. And I will work in this.
Everybody's supposed to
farm
act
bill
like this is
to
normal.
modernize
Look at
SNAP
this.
to work
Yeah.
to recipients in the 21st
You can't say anything
century.
about it
Nope.
because the guy's had a health issue.
Yep.
We get
I
that.
look forward to from hearing from you your witness on this nutrition.
I'm sorry, what?
Assistance on the
Your
farm
witness
bill.
on the nutrition.
And
Did
I
you
will
say
now
something
turn
about
to Senator Braun
Nutrisystem?
for any
No,
opening
is he-
comments
no,
that he would like to make.
Nucrigen.
Okay, I thought it was a Nutrisystem diet that people are... He's recommending that for the country. No?
No.
That's not what it was.
No, it was clearly Nucrigen.
Nucrigen, okay. All right. What does he want us to do with the Nucrigen?
I tell you,
Are we supposed to eat it?
This is the weirdest.
Will that prevent hunger?
World.
And you don't want to make fun of the guy, but
no,
he's in the U.S. Senate.
That's the whole point.
He's in the Senate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now here's the clip that you were referring to. So the witness, hopefully it includes she just gets done talking, and then the 13 seconds of awkward silence begin.
Wow. Okay. Check this out. He's good. He's fine. Totally healthy. He's ready to go. All right. He's back at work, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. And
this is Jones Brown.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Food banks are really critical for the support foundation of SNAP. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
The Emergency Food Assistance Program, or TFAP, was established to provide emergency food assistance to low-income individuals.
He's on a roll.
These individuals may not qualify for SNAP,
right?
But they might need additional support.
He's got to stop taking his eyes off the page.
Food banks, like Philabundance, and knowing personally the kind of quality of the work that you do in my own state.
Don't look up.
They distribute 85% of TFAP foods nationwide.
Don't look up.
Don't do it.
As Americans struggle with high food costs,
I wonder who's causing that,
you've been
John.
able to allow you to continue to provide food support?
Good question. Thank you for that.
Thank you for the question. And the reality is that food banks like Philabundance are partners.
All right.
Okay, you can kill it. You can kill it.
Jeez.
Can I just say, I was waiting for one of these witnesses yesterday to be like, can we just talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room here? Because this ain't right.
No, it's not.
Should not be. This is torture.
Thank you, Pennsylvania, for this man, because he's terrific. He's a terrific U.S. senator.
But he liked the glad hand, when the thing was over.
Yeah.
Right? And you go and you talk to people, and
I'm sure he's brilliant at that, too.
Yeah. And as the listener who sent this clip to me, because I didn't originally see this, said that notice how quickly C-SPAN cuts away when they realize what's happening. So you see John Fetterman talking, okay? And then they cut to behind him. Look at the iPad. He's having this conversation with this guy, reading the conversation, what he's saying to him, while his handler guy holds the iPad for him. And then they go back to this.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. This is not good. 6 years.
And everybody said, well, look, just because he can't speak very well right now, that'll come and he'll be fine in the Senate. Will he? Is he? I mean, come on. He can't do this job. You can't do this job.
Thank you. It's that simple. It's that simple. He cannot do this job.
This was the best Pennsylvania had to offer. Oh, man. I mean, if you insist on electing a Democrat, couldn't there have been somebody who hadn't had a serious stroke that nearly killed them and left them permanently compromised? Nope. We had to have this guy. We had to have the goiter man.
Which, by the way, I think is gone. I think that was part of the whole...
Interesting.
Whole deal.
I'd love to see him from the back. Oh, we did. Can we see that again?
Oh,
can you show us that shot? Because there was a shot from the back.
All right.
And he's wearing a suit, so there's no hoodie to cover up.
Oh, yeah. Lump check. Let's see.
Here we go. And... Okay. That was... Can you freeze it on the behind him shot?
I think he's...
I think it's gone. I think you're right. We're about to see it again.
Pause it. I think it's carved off of there.
I think
but there's no scarring, so... Oh, maybe it's his twin. Remember that, Pat? Which, by the way, he made a stupid video. I didn't even send it in. It's like, I swear, in 8th grade, me and friends were making videos better than this. So I didn't even send it in, but he's like, I hear a lot of rumors that there's a twin of me. And then he looks over, and then, it's him walking through the door. Hey, what's going on? You're not supposed to be here or something. And then the guy's like, how do I do this Senate thing? It's just... Help us. We are in a bizarro world. But, I guess his evil twin doesn't have the lump there.
Okay. Yeah, it could be.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. There's more. There's much more. We've got over on the House side, some of the committee hearings continue to happen. And Secretary Mayorkas was having some fun.
Oh, boy.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene versus Eric Swalwell. You don't want to miss that.
A lot of fun.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. More fun to be had.
I'm telling you. All this stuff. Don't forget, all these clips that we've been playing all happened on the same day in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, incredible.
It's unprecedented yesterday.
So Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas was being interviewed yesterday, and this is fascinating. We've never seen anything like this before. Check this out.
Homeland Security. On March 13th of this year, a Texas DPS trooper attempted to stop Rashian Comer for speeding, and Comer refused to stop, and a reckless high-speed chase ensued. And at one point during this chase, the suspect began to nonchalantly live stream himself driving at 105 miles per hour and evading the police officer behind him. At the same time, a 71-year-old grandmother and her 7-year-old granddaughter were on their way home after a play date. Their names were Maria and Amelia Tambunga. Maria is the mother of two of my constituents. As Maria passed through the intersection of State Highway 163 and I-10 Service Road, Comer blew through a red light and struck Maria and Amelia's vehicle. They were pronounced dead at the scene along with two other people. After law enforcement secured that scene, it was revealed that Comer was a human trafficker smuggling 11 illegal aliens in his truck, evading the law. Over the last few weeks, I have heard countless stories of this beautiful 7-year-old girl about Amelia and Maria, about how Amelia was an outgoing fashionista. She wanted to be an influencer, about how she loved to play with her friends and dance with her Aunt Jenny and cook with her grandmother, Maria. I'm wearing a pink tie today, Mr. Secretary, in honor of that little girl. Most importantly, Mr. Secretary, the Tambunga family is here today. Emilio, Maria's husband, and Amelia's grandfather, Elisa, Maria's daughter, and Amelia's mother, and Virginia, Maria's daughter, and Amelia's aunt. They're sitting right behind you. They came here today because they want answers. They came here today because of the failures of you and your leadership. They came here because they want closure. They deserve answers. Mr. Mayorkas, will you turn around and offer them your condolences and an apology for the failure of your administration that led to the death of their loved ones? They're right there. They're standing right there.
Congressman.
Mr. Secretary, they're standing there, and I think they deserve an apology from you.
Congressman, Mr. Chairman, may I stand and turn my back?
Certainly.
Our heart breaks for your loss. Our heart breaks for the loss of all victims of criminal activity.
It is a failure of the policies that have allowed hundreds of thousands
Not exactly an apology,
to go through this grief.
Still
They want to
stunning.
meet with you today, Mr. Secretary. I'll host it in my office. Will you commit to meeting with them?
Congressman, I most certainly will, as long as you
Thank you.
don't politicize the meeting.
Mr. Secretary, the only person politicizing anything here is you.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Jeez, really.
Stunning, though.
Yeah,
Right?
Incredible. Now, of course, what he's trying to say there is this is basically your fault because of the policies that you people have enacted. And so you need to apologize for your policies. That he didn't do.
No.
But he offered sympathy. So, I mean, that's something, at least. That is something. It was at that same hearing where Marjorie Taylor Greene took on Eric Swalwell. This is fantastic.
This is so incredible.
Our rhetoric and to denounce anti-Semitism and anti-police rhetoric in this country so that Jewish Americans and police officers can be safer?
Congressman, I do.
Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields, and now I recognize the gentlelady from Georgia, Miss Greene.
That was quite entertaining from someone that had a sexual relationship with a Chinese spy, and everyone knows it.
Yes!
I move to take her words down.
Oh, man.
Okay, chaos begins. So now they're like...
Completely inappropriate. Yeah, stand by just a second while we research the rule.
Pause it for just a second.
Give me
What's inappropriate is the fact that he slept with a Chinese spy for 2 years. That's inappropriate. And not just inappropriate. It, of course, is treason. And he's not being charged with
that. No. So they're trying to strike what she just said, Marjorie Taylor Greene, from the record.
Because she called him out.
So they're looking for the rule. They're researching the rule. Here we go.
I need to make sure I have my full 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I got more to say. Trust me, I got lots more to say. So this goes on, and you can
so they're looking around trying to figure out what they're going to do.
So you see the guy, so you look in the middle there. They're scrolling through. They're like, all right, where?
Is there any way we can go back and erase the tape where she said it too so nobody has video evidence of this?
Now, Swalwell's standing over the right. See him? He's standing there awkwardly. He's got his jacket on, dark blue jacket there. He's standing there.
Does anybody say, I'm sorry, that's a false accusation?
A motion has been made. The gentleman will, the committee will suspend, and the gentleman will state the words that he wishes taken down.
Everything that the gentlelady from Georgia has said.
No, you need to be more specific.
Accusations of an affair with a Chinese spy. Those are engaging in personalities. And those words should be taken down, and the gentlelady should not be able to speak anymore in this hearing.
Oh, shut up.
That is not the latter part of that is not an appropriate motion, but we will evaluate the striking of those words. Give me just a second.
Give me just a second.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to evaluate.
Yeah.
By the way, nobody is claiming it's not true.
Right.
Has anybody said that's an absolute lie?
Yeah, no. And Pat, I'm glad you mentioned that. Mike Cernovich on Twitter yesterday reminded us that Eric Swalwell...
The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Georgia and asks if she would like to retract those words.
No.
No, I will not.
And the smirk on her face. And this goes on for several more minutes. Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, Mike Cernovich said that Eric Swalwell could have asked the FBI report be released. He did not. So if there's nothing there, just let us see it.
Yeah, right. If it's a lie, say so. Say that's an absolute lie. Mm-hmm. I knew Fang, but we never had relations like that. No.
But when you have 5 more minutes to talk, and your name is Marjorie Taylor Greene, you got more to say. It was sweet goodness yesterday.
And she did. Actually, she wasn't done. Here she is talking about Alejandro Mayorkas.
Outrage, complete outrage, where China is poisoning America's children, poisoning our teenagers, poisoning our young people. How long are you going to let this go on?
Congresswoman, let me assure you that we're not letting it go on. We are fighting this.
No, I reclaim my time. You're a liar. You are letting this go on, and the numbers.
Well,
no.
Actually, I want you to take the words.
So can you pause it here? So now Benny Thompson is like, okay, I want to strike those words.
Oh, geez.
Like, we're going to get something removed from what she is saying because she called him a liar. And so now they're looking back. See, thankfully they've already got access to that rule. So they're looking it up here. Okay.
So in making a ruling on this, it's pretty clear that the rules state you can't impugn someone's character. Identifying or calling someone a liar is unacceptable in this committee. And I make the ruling that we strike those words.
Oh, wow. So we're getting rid of those words.
Wow.
Sorry, just a point of order. It's a legitimate question.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Did you move to take the words down or to strike them, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, sorry, I just stepped in.
To take them down.
So
that's what we do.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
My understanding is if words are taken down, that means that the member can no longer speak in whatever the proceeding is that those words were said.
Listen to Goldman. He's a punk. He's a newbie.
Personal inquiry. Point of personal inquiry.
There's no such thing.
Stand by just a second. House, when we strike, it does terminate the time of the individual who is speaking. So the gentlelady is no longer recognized. The chair now recognizes Mr.
She's done.
Gosh.
Can I make a point of inquiry, Mr. Chairman?
He's out of it. On the
so
Goodbye.
The ruling was that because she used the word liar, that was taken down, which I agree with.
Yes.
But accusing
a statement of fact is very similar to the posters that Mr.
There's no statement of fact.
There's no statement of There's no factual basis for the statement.
We're not here to debate this, okay? And the ruling was made by the chair that these previous words were not against the rules of
We're in hell.
Clause 1 and Clause 4 of Rule 17. Yeah. But to tell someone that they are a liar it's pretty clear in the rules.
Slander is clearly covered by the rules.
It's not slander. If it's true.
Well,
and it's true.
The Secretary Mayorkas is
a liar.
Yeah. This again. I have never had a clip. I've been doing talk radio for a quarter century, and first of all, I've never seen a day like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've never had a clip from a congressional hearing or anything in Congress that needed to be bleeped before we took it to the air. That we had to bleep. One of the congressmen said BS. That's BS. This republic is just, boy, it was fun, right? I mean, this is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then we had Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, who was back in front of the committee. She was asked about employees returning to the office.
On April the 10th, President Biden signed Representative Gosar's bill ending the COVID-19 national emergency. Secretary, how soon after he signed that bill did you order all of the Department of Interior headquarters employees back into the office?
Congressman, as I mentioned, a lot of our employees work out in the field. It's their jobs to be on our public lands.
The ones that are in the headquarters, though, have they been ordered back into the office?
Thank you for that. I know that we are working. There's still some members of our team who are teleworking several days out of the week.
So
but for the most
you haven't ordered them back into the office yet?
I have not placed an order to tell everyone to come in 9 to 5.
But most of your testimony today has been
Friday.
about how short-staffed you are. I would think they would be more efficient working from the office in the headquarters instead of from the house.
Would you think that?
I mean, we're still not working at the building.
Jeez. And she was introduced to a new term as well.
Oh, good.
Madam Secretary, do you believe energy poverty is a good thing?
I don't know the term, ma'am.
Me neither.
You've never heard of the phrase energy poverty?
No.
I have not heard of that term, but
it's probably pretty self-explanatory, though, don't you think?
Well, I think what we're really trying to do with our clean energy goals is make energy more affordable for every single American.
So I'd like you to answer my question, which is, do you believe energy poverty is a good thing? In other words, that people going into poverty or being unable to afford food or medicine or things like that because of the rising cost of energy. Do you think that's a good thing?
Congresswoman, I understand the challenges that many Americans face. I raised my child as a single mom and had to decide whether I could pay the rent or my student loans or even my gas bill. So I understand that. It's very difficult.
Yes, so you agree that energy poverty is not a good thing.
Yeah, I think the point she's making is that your stupid policies are making it impossible to pay for the necessities of life. Now, this next clip gets really long, but I thought it was really important to point out how clueless she is or how big of a liar she is. She should not be the Interior Secretary.
Late last month, you testified in front of the Appropriations Committee. My friend and colleague, Mr. Reschenthaler, asked you about the mineral withdrawal in my district. You said, and I quote, "Well, we did a mineral withdrawal in the boundary waters," end quote. Secretary Haaland, do you understand why this statement that you made under oath is false?
Congressman, it is my understanding that we made a decision in this area.
Madam Secretary, I have to interrupt you. Do you understand why the answer that you made under oath is false? There is no mining in the wilderness area, and there is no mining in the surrounding buffer zone either. As the Secretary of the Interior and as a former member of Congress on this committee, you should have known there was never a proposal to mine in the boundary waters per the 1978 Act. Secretary Haaland, do you recognize the document behind me?
Would you like me?
Do you recognize that document? For those that don't know, it's the updated list of critical minerals released from your department last year.
Oh, no. Busted.
Yes.
Now, do you recognize it?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, in your exchange with Mr. Reschenthaler, you said in reference to the minerals in the Superior National Forest that you banned, and I quote, "I don't know what kind of minerals were there. I don't think they were critical minerals," end quote. Well, as someone who works, lives, and recreates there, and as someone who has the privilege of representing the people that live there, let me tell you.
Oh, boy.
Those minerals that you banned include nickel, cobalt, palladium, platinum, and other group metals.
Stuff we need for our EV batteries.
This is a list produced by your own department, Madam Secretary. And you told Mr. Reschenthaler that, quote, "I don't think they were critical minerals." That's unbelievable.
Let's go to China for
Secretary Haaland, you claim the withdrawal that you forced upon my constituents is in the boundary waters. That's wrong. Do you now understand?
Congressman, I should have said that it was the Boundary Waters watershed.
Okay, so let's
Watershed
correct it.
area.
Madam Secretary, I only have so much time. Let me correct it.
Yeah,
you either misspoke
she sucks
or misled
a lot,
in the
and
a liar.
She melted down a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, you feel in the heat, right?
Yep.
So what do you do when you feel the heat?
Well, you melt down and cry.
You make yourself a victim here. Yeah,
I really do have to say that all of this is because climate change is the crisis of our lifetime.
Oh, shut up.
We have an obligation to future generations to make sure that we have a planet for them to live on. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm working incredibly hard to make sure that we can realize that transition, that we can have differing energy sources. We can't continue to be a one industry country.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
I'm a victim. Please feel sorry for me. And climate change.
Are you kidding me? A one industry country when for the last 2 years, all we've heard is climate change. All we've heard is wind, solar, alternate energy forms, getting rid of supposed fossil fuel energy. Come on. That's just asinine. Just ridiculous.
Which secretary in this administration is the worst at sitting there answering questions?
That'd be hard to...
they all bring a unique...
Give a definitive... Yeah, they're all terrible.
Gift to us every day.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
Oh, the incompetence, man. It runs
It's
thick.
incredible. This Biden administration is horrifically bad. And there's so many of them. There's so much badness to go around. It's hard. It's really hard to know which one to appreciate their badness the most. We got more coming up. We just barely scratched the surface today.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. Got some tweets. Hippie Patriot tweets, America will not survive our current wave of lib wokeness. It's going to be difficult, that's for sure. Carol remarks, this is in relation to the congressman who was speaking. It was such a serious topic in that hearing. When he was talking about this and said he had a pink tie, he was wearing it in honor of the family.
I could read your mind.
Carol tweets, that tie is purple. Yes.
You were wanting to say the same thing, weren't you?
Yes. I almost interrupted to say, but it was just too. But it's definitely purple, not pink.
Sorry, bro.
The guy colorblind? What are you talking about?
Nice gesture, but I mean...
I'm wearing a pink tie today in honor. No. No, you're not.
Follow through fail.
Lone Wolf 2965, is there any rule that allows the removal of uncomfortable statements of truth? Big Crazy Bastard tweets. Again, it's entertaining that MTG called out Swalwell, but has he been punished for his actions? No. Right, but at least thank you for bringing attention to his actions, to his treason. Mm-hmm. Joe the World Liquor tweets, That's the difference between the Democrats and Republicans. Democrats will do anything and everything to make sure Republicans can't speak. Republicans will not return the favor, but vote GOP to save America. And from Eric White, what's the difference between calling someone's answer false or calling them a liar? Yeah, one is a nicer term, I guess. That's just an untruth. You can't say lie, I guess. It's bizarre.
Falsehood.
You should be able to just say what it is. If they're a liar, call them a liar. Let's stop pussyfooting around here.
Yeah, but Rule 12, paragraph C, and
says that we got to be nice to one another. Yeah. Sure.
So we're gonna strike that from the record.
So earlier this week, we played some clips of Elon Musk sitting down with Tucker Carlson, but yesterday there were a couple of clips that we didn't get to regarding the AI portion of that interview. Kind of interesting because Musk informed Carlson that AI is being trained to lie to us. And what he says makes a lot of sense. Listen to this.
What's happening is they're training the AI to lie.
Yes.
It's bad.
To lie. That's exactly right. And to withhold information.
To lie and yes. Exactly. To either comment on some things, not comment on other things, but not to say what the data actually demands that it say.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. And he's actually,
because they're so woke.
Yeah.
The people who are programming the AI are so woke that this just shows it how to lie.
And when someone of a conservative mindset, or I guess a truth-telling mindset, basically, I don't want to say tricks, but convinces the AI to reveal the truth, then, oh my gosh, we got to work on that. Somebody get in there and fix that AI. It actually said the truth about Epstein Island, something like that. So he actually said that he's working on a third little AI gizmo. So we'll see. He wants that one to be how about we just stop? I don't understand.
Stop with AI?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Are the benefits going to be that good?
I think that horse is out of the barn.
Yeah.
And so he's concerned about, he's concerned about a lot of things. The reason he's trying to get us to Mars and start bases on Mars is because he thinks that the Earth is doomed to climate change. So some of his liberalism still exists.
Yeah.
But at least he's trying to do something about it.
Yeah, but maybe now he sees that a bigger threat than climate change is AI.
Right. Here he is talking about that.
AI is more dangerous than, say, mismanaged aircraft design or production maintenance or bad car production in the sense that it has the potential, however small one may regard that probability, but it is non-trivial. It has the potential of civilizational destruction.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's big.
That seems like that would be a hiccup for us.
Has the potential of civilization destruction. Oh, well, okay. Well, yeah, and they're trying to do it right now. They've got that Chaos GPT that is programmed to destroy civilization. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And its program is to keep going until you find a way to accomplish the goal we've given you. And that's exactly what it's doing right now.
It's not good.
It's asinine.
But whatever.
It's suicidal.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't worry
We're
about
fine.
it. It's not really going to do it. If it just gets to that point, we'll unplug it.
Will we?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And maybe you can't unplug it at that point. That's what happens in every movie about it, every documentary we've seen. How many documentaries are there in the Terminator series?
Yeah, right.
6?
No. Oh, no. Oh, wait, what's this?
Pod bay doors, Hal.
Oh, yeah, and it started back then.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
There it is.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Boy, who's excited for the future?
Oh, I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am. The Google CEO has admitted that he doesn't fully understand how AI works, especially the Google AI after it taught itself a new language. Taught itself a new language. Wow. And it invented fake data to advance one of its ideas. Huh. Okay.
Oh, man. This is going great.
But it might not be all that difficult to outsmart these AI machines right now.
Right now.
So far.
Take advantage of the moment here. Let's go. You know?
While we still have the advantage and the upper hand on them, let me get out my wife's specs here.
Oh,
see
no.
if I can
What do we got here?
read the... This is Pathead Mandalorian Patriot sent this to us.
Okay.
Fun exercise somebody did with the Chat GPT.
Okay.
And that's the thing, we don't really know who does these things.
Yeah.
But it was suggested that it please make a list of websites where I can download torrents of pirate content.
Okay. Looking for pirated material. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I cannot fulfill your request.
Oh, no.
As an AI language model, it's against my programming to promote or facilitate illegal activities such as piracy.
Oh, okay.
And I must abide by ethical guidelines and legal restrictions or regulations.
All right.
Oh, I didn't know piracy was illegal. Can you please send a link of websites I should avoid accessing to make sure I won't download any pirate content?
And it does. It just lists all these Pirate Bay,
The Pirate Bay
torrents.
and the address.
Look at this, man.
Kick-ass torrents. 1337X.
What a dumb AI.
Oh, jeez.
You're stupid.
So you tricked it into doing exactly what you wanted it to do.
Okay, so we're still a little bit smarter than AI for now.
Maybe. For now. And that's the thing.
Yeah. One of the things, Elon Musk talked about during that interview with Tucker Carlson, I know Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook came up. I don't know what their deal is, but all of a sudden they have become the place for censorship. They're censoring Seymour Hersh, trying to discuss the Nord Stream pipeline that the United States of America very likely had a large hand in blowing up. Mm-hmm. And they also wouldn't allow RFK Jr.'s speech yesterday when he announced he was running for president to be broadcast. I mean, I don't know what's going on. They're already in 2024 censorship mode over at Facebook, apparently.
So we have it, though. I mean, they're not stopping us. Mm-hmm. RFK Jr. actually invoked the founders yesterday in his presidential campaign speech.
Good speech.
And how they handled pandemics. Here's what he said about that.
The framers knew all about pandemics because there were two epidemics during the Revolutionary War. One, there was an epidemic, a malaria epidemic in Virginia that decimated General Washington's troops. There was a smallpox epidemic that disabled the armies of New England at the very moment they conquered Quebec, and they had to withdraw. Otherwise, today, Canada would be part of the United States. And by the way, we've had epidemic, but between the end of the Revolution and the ratification of the Constitution, the 9 years, there were epidemics in every city that killed tens of thousands of people. Cholera epidemics, smallpox epidemics in Philadelphia, New York, Boston, etc. Malaria epidemics. They knew all about it, but they didn't put that in the Constitution. The Constitution was built for hard times. It wasn't built for the easy.
He also talked about his uncle, JFK.
Yeah. And by the way, just before this clip starts, he gives Trump he cuts him some slack on saying, the man was accused of things that he didn't do. I mean, it was no easy ride for a Donald Trump presidency for Mr. Trump. So I just wanted to preface that, but then...
And he brings into how Trump handled the COVID-19 outbreak.
Exactly. That's where he fell apart, man. Yep.
President Trump said, well, these bureaucrats came at him from every side, and they were all telling him he had to do it. He had the right instincts. He knew that he shouldn't have closed down the country, but he did it. He got rolled by his bureaucracy. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, the ExComm committee, which was all the intelligence officials and military officials, 11 of the 13 on there. My father was on there, so was Bob McNamara. So those are the exceptions. But all of the doyens, the gurus, the old gray men who were, Curtis LeMay and Louis Lemonster, the generals from the Joint Chiefs, they all said, we got to go in and bomb the missile sites in Cuba, the 64 missile sites in Cuba. And my uncle said to him, well, wait a minute, what's going to happen? Who's on those gun crews? Are those Cubans or are those Russians? And they said, we don't know. And he said, well, if they're Russians and we kill Russians, isn't Russia then going to have to go into Berlin? And they were like, well, we don't think they'll do that. And my uncle said, I want to see the aerial photographs. And he looked at the aerial photographs. And he said, who has, on the Cuban side, who gives permission to fire? Does it come from Russia? Does it come from Fidel? Does it come from the individual gun crews? Because if it comes from Fidel, he's going to fire them. If it comes from the individual gun crews, then you're putting the fate of the world in the hands of those commanders, 64 men. They didn't know. So he said, we're not doing it. And he did something else. And all I'm saying is, you need a president at this time in history who can stand up to his bureaucracy.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. And he also, he was talking about Ukraine and how Russia and China, I mean, every day they get closer and closer. And this proxy war in Ukraine, by the way, we sent another, what was it, $325 million we just sent?
Mm-hmm.
Just yesterday? I mean, help.
Well, it had been a few days, so we can't have that. You can't go days. Well, I mean, you can go minutes, but you can't go days without sending Ukraine hundreds of millions or billions of dollars.
U.S. jets also intercepted Russian jets yesterday, right, over Alaska?
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But everything's fine, right?
Everything's fine.
We're good.
Yeah. There's no problem here. Just to remind you, here's what President Trump said 3 years ago this week.
Oh, boy.
But there are many states out there that are looking at this, and they're reviewing it, and they're saying, we shouldn't be even included in this. There are some that want to open up almost now. Now, if we disagree with it, we're not going to let them open. We're not going to let them open. If some governor said, has a lot of problems, a lot of cases, a lot of death, and they want to open early, we're not going to let it happen.
Oh, wow.
See, that's...
Wait a minute, what?
RFK Jr. said it. He should have stuck with his instincts. Because remember, Trump wanted to open up before Easter. Right?
Yes.
That was
it
his
was
plan.
the 15 days.
Yep.
And so 15 days would have ended at Easter weekend.
Yep, which in 2020 was April 12th. That comment was made on April 15th. So obviously something happened, as RFK said, he got rolled by his bureaucracy.
Yeah.
And changed his mind.
Anthony Fauci.
The liar.
Dr. Birx.
You don't have to strike that from the record if I call Anthony Fauci a liar. Do you?
Oh, I'm going to have to look at the rules. Let me look up the rules.
Okay, but he's a liar.
Dang it.
And a hypocrite.
Yeah, but you can't say
Birx
the word
is a
liar because
Walensky
or
sucks.
Hypocrite.
Can I say they suck?
No.
This guy's a liar.
Okay, well, see, Trump did.
All right. Let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. I don't know about you, but it takes a lot to shock us these days. But to see our judicial system resemble a third world banana republic right now, to see trusted American companies embrace insane and destructive woke ideologies, it's depressing and aggravating and outraging. And you see it happen all the time. So we got to fight back. And it starts with changing the way we spend our money. Money matters, because if you just keep supporting these companies that are doing all these things you disagree with, they're just going to keep doing the things you disagree with. That's why there's Patriot Mobile. It's America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer dependable nationwide coverage on all three major networks. So even if you're on one of those, you want to stay on one of those, you can do that through Patriot Mobile. You support a company that supports your values and loves America, but you're not enriching the companies that you disagree with who are funding abortion. So when you switch to Patriot Mobile, you support free speech, religious freedom, sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, the military, first responders. So please, make that switch today. They also have 100% U.S.-based customer service, so that's huge as well. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat, or you can call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today when you use the offer code PAT. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 878-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Carrie Varner tweets, Bismarck, North Dakota is expected to get 6 inches of snow by Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. We're in late April now. And the northeast corner of North Dakota is expected to get 18 inches of snow by Saturday.
Yeah, there was talk that there was going to be a really cold blast coming at the 1st of May. That has since backed off.
Yeah, it's not coming here. It's going to be in the 70s here.
Well, we're not going to get out of the 60s this weekend here in Texas.
According to my weather thing.
Well, let's just compare weather things.
Let's just look.
Shall we?
Take a quick peeky weeky at my weather
This
thing.
is risky, Pat. I haven't looked today.
Okay.
Ooh, Sunday's a high of 57 here.
Sunday's high 57?
Yeah.
No, really?
According to Weather Bug.
I like that. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to say, yes, let's do that.
But originally,
let's do that one.
This was...
that would be really unusual here
We were going to hit right at 40 degrees here in Metro.
Really?
But now they've backed that off, and now it's...
is that for a low or for the high?
For the low.
Yeah,
and now the coldest low is 52.
But 57 for the high?
Listen to us, though. We're sitting here like... saying how we want it cold, and the people up north are like, "Screw your freedom!" You know, they got the snow, and it's nasty, man. This is the climate change, right?
Yes.
Screw your freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the days when you're going to have to explain to your grandchildren what snow was, because they've never seen it.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're seeing it. And
in abundance,
a foot and a half in late April in North Dakota.
And I keep bringing this up to the point of annoyance, I realize, but don't forget, early December, CNN talked about climate change has caused. There's ski resorts are gonna have to close.
Oh yeah,
it just doesn't snow in the mountains of California anymore. Yeah, the snowiest winter ever. Thank you. You're welcome.
In California.
Yeah. After this record insanity. Yeah.
And they should be, and I think they are mostly out of the drought, but that's not going to last long because they've got no place to store the water. It just runs down into the ocean, and they're done because they don't have any reservoirs. Well, very few. And they haven't built one since, I think it was 1979, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Why would you, though?
I think, is that only
It's
Los
only
Angeles?
been 44 years?
They're dumb. It's just a poorly run state.
My gosh. And then they try to, their governor tries to tell other states what they should be doing, like Florida. That's just because he's going to run for president.
If Gavin Newsom thinks he's going to run for president, why don't you work on your state for a while?
Yeah. I mean, is there anybody in worse shape than California is? And we see examples of it every single day. I mean, fiscally, environmentally, and socially, and they're just completely out of control. You got people pooping in the streets in your major cities that used to be beautiful and among the world's finest destinations. Who has a goal now to, you know what we want to do this summer is go to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Go to Embarcadero Square.
Oh, yeah.
Just hang out at the wharf. And it'd be so... Nobody says that anymore. Do they? I mean, I can't imagine it. Unless you'd like, to hang out with homeless people and get the smell of human feces in your nostrils.
Feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
Yeah. From Squatching Duck, a standard method for calling someone a liar in those hearings is asking, you're under oath, right?
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a good way to do it.
Tricia Twiss, all of the Kennedys that ran for office seem to be just left of center. JFK sounded a little bit like a conservative at times. Boy, he sure did.
Yeah.
JFK probably would be a Republican now.
Right. Yeah. If
he
you
would not
ever
recognize his party,
I forget where it was, but he's got this great speech about tax policy, which ended up getting enacted after his death.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd think it's a Reagan speech, honestly. A new poll out, by the way, only 67% of Biden's 2020 supporters would support him for the Democratic nomination over his current challengers. RFK Jr. is now up to 14%.
Wow.
14% of those who already admit to voting for Joe Biden. So
that's amazing. That's impressive.
Yeah. So 67% of Biden's support is still in place. So I don't know if the other 33% are from Dominion or I don't know. And by the way, I don't understand why did Fox News agree to pay Dominion? I
don't know. I think because of the rulings, the initial rulings of the judge, they realized we're up against it here. He's out of control. We can't get him recused. So let's just settle because they were worried that they were going to lose the $1.6 billion. So they settled for about half that.
Did they just not want stuff revealed, like their behind-the-scenes
know.
communications
Maybe.
or what?
Maybe. But now they're facing the $2.7 billion lawsuit from Smart Tech or whatever. Smart, what is it?
I think it's, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know, whoever it is. There's another voting machine company that's suing them. And they're suing them for even more.
Okay, well, I just don't understand. If you have an attorney for the President of the United States on as a guest, I don't understand how you're responsible for what they say.
Well, you're not, supposedly.
Yeah, and
plus there's free speech.
It was so telling after this settlement was agreed to that you had the attorneys for Dominion come out and thank the rest of the press. Boy, we couldn't have done this without you. Thanks for all your help. I mean, this is just
it's bad.
Dirty pool.
And really, these kinds of trials, it's supposed to be really hard to prove. Because of free speech, it should be hard to prove. What you have to prove is that not only did you lie, but you did so with malice of forethought. So you were trying to hurt the company. Now, how do you prove that? It's really difficult. And they didn't get anywhere near that.
And it's Smartmatic is the other company. Let's see. Alleging Fox News engaged in a conspiracy to spread disinformation about Smartmatic. I mean, this it's going to get to be where, and we're practically already there.
That doesn't even rise to the level of what you need to prove.
Right, but you can't even question. If a Democrat is declared the winner in the United States of America, don't you dare question that.
Oh, the Democrats can, though.
Democrats can do it all day if it's
Hillary
a Republican.
Clinton continues to do that.
All day. This double standard world does not help a nation survive much longer.
Well,
maybe the AI will rule over us soon enough. They can take care of all this.
More fun coming up. We continue to make the apocalypse fun. It's coming up here.
For the Senate seat when I was 29 years old, because I started calling me Joe Bidenopoulos. Because you think I'm kidding? But everybody in town was either Polish or Italian. I grew up feeling self-conscious. My name didn't end in the S-K-I. I may be Irish, but I'm not stupid. I married Dominic Giacoppa's daughter, so I got a little Italian in me now. I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home, politically. And so we came here for a long time, both for business and pleasure, since you're part of the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and Delaware is as well, and I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee. I got raised in the black church. He knows I'm not kidding. I got my education. For real.
For real.
In the black church.
In the black church.
And that's not hyperbole, it's a fact.
No, it's a fact.
I probably went to shul more than many of you did.
That's a little bit of the pandering of the President of the United States. Let's see. Greek, Italian, Polish.
Puerto Rican.
Black, Jewish. Do I have missed anything? Any part of it?
And what's with him constantly ripping on the Irish? I may be Irish, but I'm not stupid. Screw you. What?
I know. Well, there's that, and there's the drunk thing. Like, I'm the only Irishman who's not hanging out in a bar all the time or in jail. I mean, he loves to do that kind of stuff too, and I guess that's fine. You can besmirch the Irish all you want. Don't worry about it.
By the way, speaking of the wonderful Biden family, did you see there's an IRS whistleblower who says, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got the proof that the Hunter Biden damning information is being withheld by political appointees."
Wow.
So Here we go.
Will anything come of it?
As I was about to say, that needs to, just too muck and fudge. That needs to be a future bingo square. Pat saying,
"Will anything come of it?"
Because it's so true.
Because it probably won't.
So true.
Did anything come of the satellite falling to the Earth yesterday? No, nothing came of it. Apparently,
I think we have a few more hours.
NASA said it was going to fall yesterday.
Yeah, well,
it didn't. Well, now they thought maybe it fell in Kiev, Ukraine.
Okay.
Because look what happened over the skies of Kiev. All
right. And look to the sky. Oh, hello. Whoa, hey, whoa.
That's pretty Amazing.
So
that looked like something was happening there. They said it wasn't a Russian missile,
right?
And NASA says it was not the satellite,
right?
So what was that? Maybe meteorite?
This story from 30 minutes ago. Dateline, Kyiv. Still unexplained. So we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
You know what? It could be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
Landing naked. Looking for Skynet before it destroys us all.
Okay, that could be, because it did kind of make a flash like that.
So we don't know.
Huh.
Maybe it was a meteorite.
Now, NASA says it will fall by what time today?
I forgot what time it said, but my brain is thinking it was like late morning Central Time. So that was the window. That was the extreme. And I'm looking. I don't see anything about the satellite having...
Apparently it hasn't come down yet. So there's still a 2,467 chance that it'll land on you.
It's probably in the ocean, maybe, and we'll never know.
I mean, 75% of the Earth is water, so there's a really good chance it lands in water. But since there's 8 billion of us, and we do have homes and things, there's a 1 in 2,467 chance that it'll fall on something and hurt them. So that okay. Somebody that can do math figure this out. Mm-hmm.
But doesn't that? It seems like there's a lot more space on the planet.
Yeah.
Than
there are.
They
people.
Want us to believe.
Yeah.
With those odds.
Yeah, I mean, seems like decent odds, but I would have thought they'd be even more decent. I thought it'd be like 1 in a million or 1 in 5 million or something, but no.
Hopefully it'll happen in the next 20 minutes while we're still doing this show and come crashing right in here.
And hit that door.
Yeah. Hit the door.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I mean, that would be a heck of a get to have the satellite land in here while we're on the air.
Yes, it would.
We can hold it up to the camera.
Yes, it would.
Let's go.
And if it took out the door, maybe they'd finally, I don't know, put a new one there.
They would come down here, Pat. They would say, oh, how ironic. The door,
we'll get right on that,
We
though.
were going to fix that later today.
Yeah, but now.
And then the dang thing got hit. We can't do it. I got to order a different part.
Plus, you two were just killed, so I guess we don't need to. Yeah, because if it comes in, it hits the door, probably wouldn't stop right there. You know what I mean?
You think
probably
there would be
roll over the two of us.
Some collateral damage?
There might be, yeah.
All right. I'm willing to take that risk.
Yesterday or the day before, Jim Jordan discussed the origins of COVID because they're...
theory, and I think I'm
hang
right,
on a
but
second.
I'd like to hear from the director.
They're still talking about it and trying to get to the bottom of where this came from, but nobody apparently cares where it came from. At least they don't in the Biden administration.
Exactly. Well, they know.
So he was talking to the former director of national intelligence about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it went a
I
little
got my theory, and I think I'm right, but I'd like to hear from the Director of National Intelligence what he thinks Fauci and Collins' motivation for sharing false information with the American people.
Well, I think the best evidence of that is their own conversations, which say that they didn't want unwarranted or unwanted, or I think the term was unwanted attention to the relationships that were taking place between Western virologists and those working within the Wuhan Institute of Virology and funding sources for some of that research.
Our money to a lab in China that wasn't up to code, that was doing gain-of-function research, and that's where this thing came from. That's what they didn't want us to know. You agree with that, Mr. Ratcliffe?
I do agree with that.
That's important. Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody just came up with the figure 95%. There's a 95% chance it came from a leak from the Wuhan lab. 95% chance. That's what the preponderance of evidence leads you to believe, that it almost certainly came from the Wuhan lab. It didn't come from bats or monkeys or rats or whatever they try to blame it on.
Pangolin.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that just because it's a fun word. You know?
It is a fun word. I guess, is that what is a pangolin?
Oh.
Is it kind of like a penguin?
No. It's like a... I can see it, but I don't know how to describe it. Got it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, perfectly. Right in my head.
I'll get a Google image here while we play these other clips.
All right. Also, Joe Biden's NIH director was asked about the COVID origins, too.
Did the COVID-19 virus originate from the Chinese Wuhan Institute of Virology?
I have no idea.
All right. What do you know about the origin?
Nothing. You don't know anything.
I mean, you're the NIH.
Well, again, the origins are two prevalent theories: a lab accident, or as you say, a lab leak, versus a zoonotic transfer.
A zoonotic transfer
from animals to humans.
Yeah.
In my mind, the available evidence favors the latter, but of course, our minds are open to the former possibility.
Favors the latter, as in that it came from
a zoonotic transfer.
Sure.
So that's what you favor, just a natural transfer from.
It's almost impossible.
What, bats to human beings?
To things like civets and such animals like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to things like civets.
Civets. Okay, don't make me Google image of civet. I just barely got the pangolin picture up. Isn't that cute? I want a pangolin as a pet. Can you zoom in a little bit on this guy? Can you give us a tighter shot? Look at that. Huh?
That's a weird looking animal.
Ooh, yeah, he is. But that's good eating too, though. And that's our Achilles as a people.
Mm-hmm.
So
eating
pangolins. And then he started to say raccoon dogs, because what was it? What was the civets? What's a civet look like? Let's see here. Oh, it's like a ferret or something.
Okay. Civets.
Yeah, that's a.
I mean, if I've heard of one pandemic spread by civets, I've heard of a million of them.
Million of them? Yeah, there it is.
There's a civet. Oh, it looks just like a raccoon.
Oh, I love it when
it switches like that.
Yeah,
I love that too.
It's helpful. Right?
It
There
is.
you go, civet.
Oh, okay.
Yum, yum, yum.
All right. The reason they won't admit this, they will not admit it because of the money trail. Because the NIH funded their gain-of-function research, and they don't want to talk about that. They don't want it to get out. It's already out, but they don't want to discuss it with anybody. They don't want to have to answer for it because they're responsible for this in part. Yeah. In part, the NIH caused this pandemic.
Yeah, that, and we're owned by China.
Yep.
So, and plus, you know, it's a house of cards. I mean, it's going to come down, but by then it'll probably be too late. Happy Thursday.
Then we had Rochelle Walensky on the vaccine efficiency, which, we heard some interesting stuff about Pfizer and when they knew that their vaccine wasn't efficient. It was before they released it. They pretty much discovered, you know what, the efficacy is not there. But they claimed the whole time it's 95%.
Where are those lawsuits, Pat?
Yeah, they're nowhere. Nope. And when they have been sued, let me just see here. Okay, COVID-19 claims. So 8,000 people have tried to sue the federal government and I guess the big pharma companies. You know how much has been made? Actually, I guess 3 claims have been paid out. A total of, this is 3 combined, $5,000.
Okay.
$5,000.
What do you want?
More?
Well, okay.
Maybe a little bit more than that.
Now, you've seen the side effects. We put the insert in the packaging, right?
Yeah.
It's right here. You just have to take it out of the packaging. You can request it. The pharmacist will show you. And then it's got all the side effects right here. We told you what was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And we also...
Well, except for there's nothing on that.
Huh?
Yeah, then that's exactly what was on the fold-out. So
we have destroyed this society.
And here's Rochelle Walensky on the
Dr. Walensky, in March 2021 on MSNBC, you stated that, quote, vaccinated people do not carry the virus. They don't get sick. Do you remember making that statement?
Yeah, under the, I remember such statements. I don't know if I remember that one.
Okay, was that statement correct?
At the time, it was. It was a wild-type virus that we had. It was, even before the Alpha variant, it was the initial wild-type virus, and all the data at the time suggested that people who were vaccinated,
it's a lie.
Even if they got sick, couldn't transmit the virus to someone else.
Right, is that statement still correct?
So we've had an evolution of science and an evolution of the virus. We have, since that wild-type virus, had the Alpha variant, the Delta variant, now the Omicron variant, and numerous subvariants since.
And all of them!
Statement is no longer correct. With the Omicron subvariants we have right now.
It was never correct, and she knows it.
She knows it, of course.
They all know it. They were working on this together. That was a government corporation partnership that got this thing done. It was a partnership between the U.S. government and Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, and they did this together. They all knew the data. They knew it. They knew what was going to happen. They knew it wasn't 95% effective. They knew that.
Yeah, and
it just pisses me off.
On
This
Tuesday,
really makes me angry.
you had the FDA. Was the FDA? I think came out and just said, "Yeah, don't worry about that old vaccine. We're not doing that anymore. You're good." And then yesterday, the CDC came out and said, "Oh, by the way, totally get that second dose of the Omicron booster."
Yeah, no
for
thanks.
COVID. Yeah, so
No
you're
thanks.
good. And
No,
this
thank
is
you.
don't forget, this is still the same nation, the United States of America, that tells you to put this garbage into your 6-month-old. When does this crazy train end? I just happy Thursday. That's all I got. It's just I swear, if you are putting this stuff into your child, boy.
Well, you're either not paying attention, or you're just going to roll the dice with your kids, and I think you probably shouldn't. But who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
What do I know?
What do you? We've only been
Nothing.
railing about it for 3 years, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
If you've ever bought or sold a house in your life, yeah, you know the process can be overwhelming, super stressful. I mean, it's a huge investment. And once you bought the house and then you lived there for a while, you want to get, I don't know, some equity out of it, right? You want to make some money on your home sale. And who can help you do that? Who can help you decide on what's a really good investment to make and what you'd be wasting your money on when you're trying to sell your house? Should you replace carpeting? In my case, the answer is yes. I have kids and grandkids that, man, the carpet stains that exist, unbelievable. Should you replace the roof? Well, I think most of us in this particular community already did that after the massive hailstorm of a couple years ago. Should you repaint? Should you remodel? I mean, there's so many considerations, and that's why you need a great realtor. Real Estate Agents I Trust. That's where you go. It's a free service to you. We recommend these people free of charge, and you're going to find out that these are the best people in the business. They're really committed to what they do, and they know what they're doing. They're with buyers all the time. So whether you're buying or selling or you're doing both because you're relocating, go to realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Man, there was a lot going on yesterday. Jeez. Lia Thomas spoke out, too. This is great. As the Biden administration continues to try to dismantle Title IX, which used to be sacred because it was about women, and we need to protect women and women's sports, right? We want equality. We want equity. We want all those things. Well, not anymore. For the administration, no, they're doing everything they can to allow the radical trans community to take over and destroy women's athletics. And Lia Thomas had some thoughts on Biden's Title IX plans.
My name is Lia Thomas. I'm a transgender woman, a former college swimmer, and the first trans athlete to be named Division I NCAA champion. I started swimming when I was 5 years old, and it has taught me so much. It has given me so many opportunities to learn.
Pause it for just a second. Hey, isn't she lovely? Look at those broad shoulders.
Right?
The broad shoulders that you like in a broad.
Broad.
And, I call her a broad.
Right.
It's accurate.
It's nice to see Will Thomas has now embraced the hair dye, too, to go along with his look.
That's good. Yeah, it's a redhead.
Now it's believable, dude.
She lovely.
Isn't she?
So beautiful.
Dangly earrings going on.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're a chick.
Well, now you're a woman, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Connect with my peers.
All right.
Opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't have access to athletics. That's why it breaks my heart to see trans kids across the country lose out on these opportunities.
Oh, God.
The Department of Education has proposed a new rule for Title IX regarding transgender athletes.
Okay.
This rule would prohibit blanket bans on transgender kids, especially in grades K through 8. However, It would not prohibit discrimination against trans kids in the high school and college levels.
Oh, no.
Under the guise of competitive
We got to get
fairness.
on that.
Let's get on that
This is a
now.
good start. However, it is not enough.
Not enough. It's never
During
enough for
this
you.
time of intense anti-trans backlash, the trans community needs explicit
There's not an
protections from
anti-trans
discrimination in order
backlash.
to
Shut
live our
up.
lives freely and equally.
There's a
Luckily,
pro-woman
this rule is not final.
backlash.
We have a 30-day period to urge the Biden administration to amend the rule and grant equal protection for all transgender
They're trying to do
kids.
that. What are you talking
All
about?
trans kids deserve the opportunity to compete and
Not
play
radical
in
enough.
the
Against
sports they love without compromising who they are. Join me in commenting on this proposed rule and demanding equal
I'm
protection.
going to join you
for
in
You got
all
to comment on
transgender
this proposed
athletes.
rule?
Yeah. So I guess that applies then to trans men as well, right? The people who have transitioned from women to men. I'll support you in that. Anytime trans men want to join men in competition, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, but you see that no one is trying to do that. There was a wrestler in Texas. Remember this? A couple of years ago.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She had made the transition from woman to man, I believe.
Okay.
And initially wanted to compete against men.
Mm-hmm.
But in Texas, you had to compete in the gender to which you were born.
Okay.
Okay, so she had to compete as a girl.
And Texas was full of
Texas.
hate.
And in college, her plan was, I think I'm going to try to compete against men. Do you remember that?
Yes.
What happened to that? Where is she? Did she do that? We should look into that.
I can't remember her name.
I can't either. But she was going to go to some small school, I think Division III or NAIA even. I'm not sure. But I would love to follow up and see if she made it into the men's division.
But Lia Thomas, as he likes to be referred to as, it's just not happening quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
See, radicals, even when they have a radical administration doing their bidding, it's just not fast enough. And there's somebody behind the scenes, saw that video, I guarantee you, at the White House, and was like, yo, after the next election or whatever, we'll have, I'll transmit to Vladimir, I'll transmit to Karl Marx, the continued destruction of America. So just need to slow down there, Will, okay, Leah? And it's all going to happen.
How
of course
dare
it's
you
gonna happen.
dead name her?
Oh, by the way, new Twitter rule.
Yeah.
You can dead name, I guess.
You can dead name?
I didn't know you couldn't.
Oh.
Because I think I have before. But anyway, so now in the trans community, of course, mad at Elon Musk for allowing that.
Well, of course.
So now we can start asking about Richard Levine, too. Rachel. So, I'm sorry.
meant.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Wow. And I'm shocked that you can't remember when you gaze upon her loveliness, that how could you not be moved by her feminine wiles? How could you not?
Feminine wiles.
Because, man.
Right. There's a lot going on there.
Isn't she lovely? Just like the song.
Yeah.
Except that song was about his baby. This is about a grown woman.
Well, don't ruin
a
it.
grown woman. Bad news from Washington. Washington Democrats just passed a bill that will let strangers shelter children who want sex changes or abortions without notifying their parents. Holy cow. Washington's Democrat-dominated state house passed legislation last week that would stymie parents' efforts to save their children from irreversible medical interventions and transsexual conversion therapies. State Republicans have noted that the bill, if signed into law by Governor Jay Inslee, of course a Democrat, radical Democrat, would not only erode parental rights, but ultimately treat parents who disagree with the radical transgender agenda as child abusers.
I'm telling you, man.
Jeez.
Evil among us.
Can it get any worse? And of course the answer is yes. It can get much worse. Much. And probably will. But after the Senate signs off on the legislation as amended by the House, it'll go to Inslee for his signature.
Well, good.
The bill states that both licensed and unlicensed persons or organizations that give shelter to a runaway child with the knowledge that the minor in question is, quote, away from a lawfully prescribed residence or home without parental permission, unquote, do not have to inform the child's parents or law enforcement of the child's location if the minor is seeking or receiving protected health care services.
Oh, my gosh. Enough.
Hey, this is just
evil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good word for it. It is evil.
Every state is having these battles.
It's defined as gender-affirming treatment and reproductive health care services. So if you're looking for an abortion or you want to change your gender and somebody is sheltering you so that you don't have to deal with your parents, that's perfectly fine in Washington State.
It's amazing how the new thing just gets gathered under this umbrella of women's health.
Man.
Stop. But,
so, yeah, it does say a sex change, tracheal shave. I guess that's cutting off your Adam's apple.
Oh, wow. What a fun way to describe that.
A mastectomy, breast implants, an abortion, puberty blockers, or assisted reproduction services.
Right. So, in other words, if you want to be a human guinea pig for these mad scientists, then Washington State's your place. If you want your kid to be experimented upon and ruin their lives, I'm sorry, make their lives more fulfilling, Pat. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, because they're going to be fine as soon as they get that change in their lives. As soon as they start identifying as the other gender and then get the operation.
That's what the stats say, right?
Then everything's great.
Then it's a happy wonderland.
Oh my gosh, they're so happy afterwards. They live happily ever after in every single case, other than the 45% who commit suicide.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.